Hello everyone, this is English for Ethiopia, grade 9, presented by ተስፋዬ። ሰላም እንደምን አላችሁ ውድ ተማሪዎች? ይህ የ9ኛ ክፍል የእንግሊዝኛ ቋንቋ ትምህርት ነው። እንደምን አላችሁ ተማሪዎች? የዛሬውን ርዕስ ከማየታችን በፊት ባለፈው ክፍለ ጊዜ ምን እንደተማር ታሳውሳላችሁ? Today we'll discuss Unit 5 video 2 about second conditional sentences and third conditional sentences. Before that, in the previous video, you get some information about introduction for second conditional sentences. That is, we have two kind of conditional sentences. That is, conditional sentence type 2, that is imaginary, and the type 2 one with action verbs. ኢማጂነሪ የምንለው ምን እንደሆነ ባለፈው ክፍለ ጊዜያችን አይተናል ማለት ነው። when you talk about the meaning of second conditional sentences, we have 50-50 probability to do or not to do something. That is the concept. In addition to this, you also got some information about the prefixes in detail. Prefix አይተናል ማለት ነው. Based on contextual meaning from the text, both listening and reading in your textbook, I gave you some meaning of words. Welcome back to today's lesson. That is Unit 5, Video 2, Second Conditional Sentences. Well, second conditional sentences have the verb form is simple past in the if clause and the conditional, or we call it present conditional too. Present conditional ብለን የምንጠራዋለን. Would, should, could, might, and infinitive. Infinitive means the verb as it is. Verbun እንዳለ እንጠቀማለን ማለት ነው። Such sentence show possible but very unlikely actions to be fulfilled. That means unlikely. Right now it is impossible to perform the action. በአሁኑ ጊዜ ለመስራት እንቸገር ይሆናል። Unlikely ነው። ወይም በሌላ አነጋገር conditional sentence likely, unlikely በሚል ልንከፍላቸው እንችላለን። So very unlikely. Look, if I found her address, I would send her an invitation. What does it mean, students? So let me give you here not students. Here in this video we'll see especially the meaning, not the form, because I highlighted the form software. So here we can see the if clause first, if clause, and the second one, the main clause part of the sentence, main clause. Look, if clause and main clause. Found here, if I found, this is simple past. This is simple past. Found. The second one is I would send, would, and infinitive, send. Infinitive የምንለው ይሄንን ነው ማለት ነው። The verb or V1 as it is. ይሄንን ነው. So what is the meaning of a sentence? Right now, I can't find that meaning. Let me give you the meaning here. Meaning of the sentence. Right now, or at the moment, right now, I have no her address. So I can't invite her ማለት ነው. I can't invite her, but I have the possibility to get her. The possibility to get her. This is a meaning. ምን ማለት ነው? If I found her address, I would send her an invitation. Means right now I have the address of her, but who knows in the future I gotta get her address, so I can't send her an invitation. That is the meaning of the sentence, right? And look at the form. The if clause is simple past, and the main clause is would and infinitive. Great students, next you would pass the examination if you study hard. It means right now you failed, but who knows in the future you have a probability. Right now you failed, now you haven't passed ማለት ነው. You failed the exam ማለት ነው በሌላ አነጋገር, but in the future we have a probability to tackle the examination. So this is the answer of the meaning. Next, activity 5.8, complete the conditional sentences typed by putting the verbs into the correct form. Right? ሁሉም ጥያቄዎች እዚህ ጋር ቻሌንጅ የሚገጥማችሁ ምንድን ነው? What is the challenge? When you talk about conditional sentences, you will be given either the if clause or the main clause. Main clause ወይም if clause ልትሰጡ ትችላላችሁ። እሱን መለየት ነው ያለባችሁ። So next one, if I be rich, my life change dash completely. So still we are talking about conditional sentence type to write. Yeah, ይህንን ነው እያወራን ያለ ነው። So if you remember last time when there is the V, that is a verb, the sentence that is be verbs. Be, I told you when it is simple present tense is and are. Is are. This is an indicator. When it is simple past tense, you can change to was or where. ወደ ሁለቱ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። was or where. If I be dash rich, my life. So if I were rich, ይሄኛው ነው የምንጠቀመው አይደል? The subject is I. If I were rich, my life, number one, were rich. This is the form. What kind of conditional sentence is this? This is imaginary. ሊሆን የማይችል ነው. If I am rich means it became imaginary for him. We have a probability. In fact, we have a probability to be rich. Yeah, we have a probability. But this is imaginary for the speaker. So if I were rich, my life would change it. Change would change completely. አያችሁት? would and the infinitive or the verb or would plus v1 here. ቨርቡን እንዳለ ተወስዳላችሁ። would ወይም should መጠቀም ይቻላል። Number one, question number 2. If invite all my friends, if have dash a house by the beach ይላል። So this is the main clause comes first. አስታውሱ when the main clause comes first, no need of comma. comma መጠቀም የለብንም አይደል? So you can say if I would invite, I would invite and then all my friends, if I had have past tense ምን ይሆናል? had ምክንያቱም if ክሎዙ ምንድነው ብለናል? የኮንዲሽናል ሴንተንስ ታይፕ 2 v2 ነው። ስለዚህ ወይም ሲምፕል ፓስት ቴንስ ነው። የሃቭ ደግሞ ፓስት ቴንስ ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? እናንተን መናገር ብዙ እንትን አይደለም። have had have ወይም has past tenseአቸው had ነው ማለት ነው። Right, question number 3, how many of you tackled this questions? ስንቶቻችሁ ናችሁ በትክክል የሰራችሁ? እስኪ ራሳችሁን ቼክ አድርጉ። If we have the given verb about we sell like Hawassa. So this is the if clause comes first. So if we had ነው የሚሆነው። እኛው ደግሞ all we dash like Hawassa. So would sail ይሄ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። right? ስለዚህ በትክክል if clause እና main clause በደንብ ከለያችሁ መስራት ትችላላችሁ። Number 4, if they tell their father, he be very angry ይላል። question number 4. If tell, what's the past form? If clause comes first, yes? So you can make it told, right? Told. So if they told their father, he would be very angry. Look, እነዚህ ስቴት ቨርቦች ስቴቶች ሲመጡ angry, ሃፒ የመሳሰሉት ቢ ነው የሚሆነው። ቢ እንደ ቨርብ እንጠቀመዋለን ማለት ነው። So would be very angry, would be ይሄንን እንደ አክሽን ቨርብ እንጠቀምበታለን ማለት ነው። Don't forget it. The next one is question number 5. We help dash you if we this is the main clause comes first. So would help, number 5. Would help. Great. And the next one is if we knew how. This one is new. Let me read it. I'm sorry. This one, new. What is the past form of now? No, sorry. The past form of now is new. Perfect. If you say like this, you get the right answer. The next one is my brother buy a sports shoe if so would buy. Yeah, number 6 would buy. አሁን ተለማምዳችኋል። So would buy ምንድን ነው የመጣው at the beginning of the sentence? If clause ነው main clause? It's a main clause, yes. would buy እኛው buy ማለት ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። The next one is if he dash the money. If he had the money. What do you understand here? Understand እንዳደረጋችሁት ነገር ምንድን ነው? We can make the conditional sentence type 2 using simple past tense in the if clause, present conditional or would, should in the verb as it is. ምንም ሳንለውጥ would plus the verb ማለት ነው main clause ላይ ማለት ነው። Right. How many of you get 6 out of 6? If you score 6 also out of 6, you are excellent. You got the concept of the lesson. If not, it doesn't matter. Try to read more and discuss with your friends. There are lots of texts. You can practice again and again at your home, maybe in the class. So you can do again. ከሰራችሁ መልካም ነው። When I come to before I come to third conditional sentences, ወደ ሶስተኛው conditional sentence ከመምጣቴ በፊት እስኪ ሁለት ጥያቄዎችን ልጠይቃችሁ። Next, look at this questions. Now choose the right answer. The instruction says, instruction ምንድን ነው የሚለው? choose the right answer. ስለዚህ ተማሪዎች አሁን ጥያቄ ስትጠየቁ እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮችን በደንብ ማስተዋል ይኖርባቸዋል። So if you are asked a verb, you can consider either the main verb or the if clause. The main clause, main clause ነው ኮንሰርን ማድረግ ያለባችሁ። አንደኛው ከተሰጣችሁ or the reverse ማለት ነው። እዚህ ጋር main verboችን ወደ የትኛው ነው የምንቀይራቸው የሚለውን try to see either the if clause or the main clause. እስኪ እንመልከት። question number 1, I dash him if እዚህኛው ጋር if I you can እዚህኛው ጋር ሳብጀክቱን ልጻፍላችሁ እንደገና if I dash him we would play volleyball together. አሁን እዚህኛው ጋር first የመጀመሪያው if clause ላይ ምንም አይነት hint የላችሁም። first conditional ነው፣ second conditional ነው፣ zero conditional ነው የሚለው አናውቀውም። but look at the second. We would play volleyball together. We would play. What do you understand? እዚህኛው ጋር if the main clause is would and the verb, would እና verb ካለ ምንድነው ማለት ነው? conditional sentence type 2 ነው ማለት ነው። if it is type 2, the if clause is simple past tense. ስለዚህ simple past tense የትኛው ነው ካላወቃችሁት የኛውን verboችን ያው በደንብ ያዋቸው known, knew, had known, know. So if I knew him, this is the right answer. ይህንን ከመለሳችሁ በትክክል ገብቷችኋል ማለት ነው። Question number 2, if you press the button, the luggage dash will opens. ሉጌጁን ሻንጣውን ፕረስ ካረግ ነው ምን ይሆናል? ፕረስ የሚደረግ ነገር አለው አይደለ? ሻንጣ so ፕረስ ካረግ ነው ሊከፈት ይችላል ነው ወይስ ይከፈታል የምንለው? what the right answer? ይከፈታል አይደለ? because it is fact. ምክንያቱም ፕረስ በተን አለው ፕረስ ካረጋችሁት ይከፈታል። ስለዚህ ዜሮ ኮንዲሽናል ነው ማለት ነው። both sides are simple present tense. look, press here. press ስለዚህ will open አንልም ምክንያቱም definitely it is ሊከፈትም ላይከፈትም ይችላል ማለት ነው። if you say will open, understand? will open ካለን ሊከፈትም ላይከፈትም ይችላል ግን ይከፈታል ፕረስ ካረግ ነው። it's fact አይደለ? የተሰራው ለዛ ስለሆነ so it opens. the luggage up. So this is zero conditional, students. Zero conditional. So ጥያቄዎችን ስትሰሩ እንደዚህ ፕራክቲስ ማድረግ ይኖርባችኋል። Number 3, I will be here on time if I will be here on time if she dash me. Invited, invite, invited. Look, I will be here on time. I will be here on time. What kind of ይሄኛው ሜን ክሎዝ ነው መጀመሪያ የመጣው። ምን አይነት ነው? will be here ይላል አይደለ? ሲምፕል ፊውቸር ነው። ሲምፕል ፊውቸር በሜን ክሎዝ ላይ ሃፕን ካረገ ኢፍ ክሎዛችን ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? ሲምፕል ፕሬዘንት ቴንስ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ዶንት ፎርጌት ኢት። ስለዚህ ይሄ ኮንዲሽናል ሰንተንስ ታይፕ 1 ወይም ፈርስት ኮንዲሽናል የምንለው ነው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ሺ አለ፣ ኢንቫይት ኢንቫይትስ ቨርቡን እንዳለ ነው የምንወስደው። ሰርድ ፐርሰን ሲንጉላር ናውን አለ፣ ቨርቡ ኤስ ይወስዳል። ሶ ዘ ራይት አንሰር ኢዝ ሲ። ሃቭ ዩ አንሰርድ ዌል? ሃቭ ዩ ጌት 3 out of 3? It is nice. This is how to separate questions. ጥያቄዎችን እንዴት አድርገን እንደምንሰራ ሰፓሬት እንደምናደርግ በደንብ ያያችሁ ይመስለኛል። ይሄ ነው ኮንሴፕቱም። ግን complete the conditional sentence type 2 by putting ይሄኛው ግን ምን ይላል ትእዛዙ? activity 5.8 ምን ይላል አይደለ? the same format ነው እያዘዛችሁ ያለው conditional sentence type 2 ነው። ስለዚህ verb ቅርጹን ብቻ ነው የምታወሩት እንጂ conditional sentence type 1 ነው type 2 ነው ብላችሁ ብዙ መድከም አይጠበቅባችሁ። ምክንያቱም it is obvious ተነግሯቸዋል። እዚህኛው ጋር ግን ስትመጡ ወይ main clause ወይም ደግሞ if clause ማየት አለባችሁ መልሱን ለማግኘት ማለት ነው። Great students. Next it's better to see third conditional sentences. third conditional sentence ምን ማለት ነው የሚለውን አብረን የምናይ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። so third conditional ምን እንደሆነ እናያለን ማለት ነው። third conditional. Great. A third conditional sentence has past perfect verb form in the if clause and would, could, should, might plus have plus past participle. This reform of the verb. Modal perfect tense እንለዋለን the main clause ማለት ነው። Such conditional sentences indicate that the action have impossible condition to be fulfilled. They refer to actions that were not completed in the past. Simply let me give you the form first. Form. Simple. Here is the main clause. Here the if clause. Here is the main clause. ይሄንን እንመለከታለን ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ if clause ምን ይሆናል? past perfect tense ይሄንን ታውቁታላችሁ በቴንስ ላይ። so perfect conditional modal ይሄኛው ደግሞ modal perfect conditional ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ኤግዛምፕል had done the activity. Would have started another activity. ይሄኛው ምንድነው ማለት ነው? ፓስት ፐርፌክት ቴንስ። ይሄኛው ደግሞ ሞዳል ፐርፌክት ኮንዲሽናል ነው ማለት ነው። በፎርም ደረጃ ስታስቀምጧቸው what is the meaning? They tell us that we are talking about unfulfilled action in the past. ኛው ጋር fulfilled አልሆነ fulfilled action in the past. or regret መጸጸት ነው። ሪግሬትን ወይ መጸጸትን ያሳያል ማለት ነው ተማሪዎች። example let me give you from your textbook. If I had found የቀደመውን ማለት ነው። If I had found her address, I would have sent. I would have መጽሐፋችሁ ላይ ያለውን እዚህ ጋር ያለውን እየወሰድክ ያለው ተማሪዎች would have sent an invitation. Meaning I didn't በፓስት ነው ኢቭን ትርጉሙን የሚገልጹት I didn't get her address. አድሬሷን ምን አላረኩም አላገኘው። So I didn't invite her. Sorry ማለት ነው። Sorry regret ነው ማለት ነው። ይሄን እንግዲህ if I had found her address እዚህ ጋር እንደምትመለከቱት መጽሐፋችሁ ላይ if I had found her address I would have sent her an invitation. Means I'm sorry I didn't get her address, so I didn't invite her. Still we are talking about past unfulfilled action ነው ማለት ነው ተማሪዎች። Next one. All right, anyways, now it's time to complete sentences with third conditional verb form. በthird conditional sentenceዎችን complete የምናደርግ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። አሁን ደግሞ activity 5.9 complete the conditional sentences type 3 by putting the verbs into the correct form. ቨርቡን በትክክለኛው ፎርም እናስቀምጣለን ማለት ነው። Are you ready to do the questions with me? ዝግጁ ናችሁ? ከዛ በፊት እስኪ ለ3 ደቂቃ ያክል እናንተ ሞክሩ እስኪ። Please, I ask genuinely someone who is around you to help you to discuss for 3 minutes. እስኪ መልሱን በራሳችሁ ስሩትና we'll see the answer together. Great. I hope you do so. If you study for the test, you pass it. We are talking about conditional sentence type 3. ስለዚህ if clause እና main clause እንመለከታለን። Here is if clause reverse ሊሆን ይችላል። ነው ችግር የለውም። number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6. If you had studied ምንድነው ፎርሙ ብለናል? past perfect tense አይደለ? past perfect tense ደግሞ ምንድነው? had and past participle that is the V3 form ይሆናል። so if you had studied for the test you would have passed. would ያችሁት have should have ሊሆን ይችላል። passed the exam. Great. And now question number 2. If you ask me, I help you. This indicates what is the meaning? Meaning good man ላይ እንሄዳለን። If you studied for the test, if you had studied for the test, you'd have passed the exam. Means you didn't study and you failed the exam, so you didn't pass ማለት ነው። Understand? ሪግሬት ነው የምናደርገው፣ ጸጸት ነው። ፓስት አንፉልፊልድ አክሽን ያልተሳካ ድርጊትን ለማውራት ነው የምንጠቀምበት። ኮንዲሽናል ሰንተንስ ታይፕ 1 ምን ብለናል? you have 90% possibility. ኮንዲሽናል ታይፕ 2 you have 50-50 probability except imaginary ወፍ በሆነ በር ነበር አይነት። ምክንያቱም we have no probability አይደለ መሆን። ስለዚህ እሱን ነው። እዚህ ጋር ስንመጣ ግን we are talking about past unfulfilled action ያለፈ ያልተሳካ ነገር ለማውራት ነው የምንጠቀምበት ማለት ነው። so if you had asked this one, if you had asked I would have helped ይህንን በእንደ አይነት ሁኔታ መስራት እንችላለን ማለት ነው። እንዲህ በቃል ወደዚህ ይህን ኢሬዝ እናድርገው። so question number 3, if you speak English she understand. If you had spoke ስፖከን ይህንን ቨርብ ማጥናት ይኖርባቸዋል። ፓስት ቴንሳቸውን ፓስት ፓርቲሲፕል ፎርማቸውን። ኦኬ had spoken would she would have understood understand v3 ፎርም ምንድን ነው? understood ነው የሚሆነው። ኦኬ this is the right answer, would have understood. Number 4, question number 4. I write you postcard if I have your address. Right. ስለዚህ had ተጨምራለች. It's common. The common one is had. Here is had. Common. This is common. Then v3 form of the verb. እዚህኛውም ጋር would have common ነው። እሺ would have ተጠቀሙ እንዳለ ለሰድ ኮንዲሽናል የምንጠቀመው እሱን ስለሆነ then ቨርቡን ወደ v3 ፎርም ቀይሩት። that ባጭሩ so if I had written don't forget written write wrote written so if I had ይሄኛውን ግን had ነው if ይሄኛው if no ይሄኛው ሶሪ the reverse ነው would have written ነው የሚሆነው ሜን ክሎዝ እዚህኛው ጋር ሜን ክሎዝ መጀመሪያ ነው የመጣው so I write you postcard I would have written ይችኛዋን እንዲህ አድርጌ ላስተካክልላችሁ would have written would have written ይሆናል። ምክንያቱም ምንድነው ሜን ክሎዝ አዝ ዘ ቢጊኒንግ ስለመጣ። ስለዚህ ይሄኛው if I have አሁን the past form of have is had ደግሞ ኮመን ነው አይደለ? had plus v3 ነው። ስለዚህ የመጀመሪያው ሁልጊዜም ፓስት ፐርፌክት ቴንስ ስትጠቀሙ ምንድነው ብያችኋለሁ? had then v3 አይደለ? so አንደኛው had ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ይሄኛው had የዚህ ፎርም ነው። ይሄኛው ደግሞ የሃቭ v3 ፎርም ምንድነው? had ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ያው ጥቅሙ የተለያየ ነው፣ ግን ያው አንድ ወርድ ተደጋጋሚ ይመስላል። so I would have written you a postcard if I had your address. ምን ማለት ነው ታዲያ? I didn't have your address so I didn't write you ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ I hadn't your address so I didn't write a postcard ማለት ነው ባጭሩ። It is impossible. We are talking about regret, right? Great. I think you get the right answer. Number 5. Number 5. Now to start. ይሄኛው ኖት ማስገባት ነው አይደለ? had if ክሎዝ መጀመሪያ ነው የመጣው። አሁን ከዚህኛው ከአራተኛው ውጪ ያለው ማለት ነው። if it had not የኛ ነው ወደ v3 ቀይሩት። started right? if it had not started the next one is we walk to the museum. Walked, so we would have walked to the museum. would ይሄኛው በዚህ ተካከል እንዲታያችሁ would have worked ይሆናል ማለት ነው። right? now next one, question number 6. if take dash the bus she not arrive. if she take ምንድን ነው የሚሆነው? if she had taken አይደለ? so let me read it. she had taken. number 6, if she had taken the bus she not arrive. she wouldn't have arrived. would not have arrived. on time ይሆናል ማለት ነው። so what's the meaning? she didn't take the bus, so she didn't arrive on time ማለት ነው። ባስ አልተጠቀመችም፣ ስለዚህ ምን አላደረገችም? on time አልተገኘችም። this is the meaning of the sentence። ስለዚህ conditional sentence especially type 3 ላይ ስትመጡ understand the meaning too. We can use the simple past tense to give the meaning of conditional sentence type 3, right? Next all right, now it's better to see the exercise, another exercise, but let me give you additional common situation here. If you look example, አንዳንድ ጊዜ ኢፍን መተው ትችላላችሁ። ኦኬ ኢፍን መተው ትችላላችሁ። ለምሳሌ if you studied for the test, if you studied for the test ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? you would have passed. ይህንን if you studied for the test የሚለውን ኢፍን መተው ትችላላችሁ። ምን አድርጋችሁ sorry if you had የኛውን had ጨምሩበት የኛው ጋር sorry if you had አሁን ይህንን ካልኳችሁ if you had studied for the test you would have passed። አሁን ትርጉሙን አልነግራችሁም። I didn't study so I failed the exam, that's the meaning. My concern is you can neglect or you can avoid if. Instead you can use the auxiliary verb at the beginning, so you can say had ነው አይደል? ከሜን ቨርብ በፊት ያለውን hadን መውሰድ ነው። so you can say እንዲም ከመጣ ግራ እንዳትጋቡ had you studied ሌላውን እንዳለ መቀጠል ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። had you studied look ይሄንን ያስወገድ ነው then ይሄንን had at the beginning of the sentence ነው ያመጣ ነው ማለት ነው። another example if I had lunch I wouldn't እያላችሁ ብትቀጥሉ ይሄንን በኢፍ ቦታ had if I so had I had look had I had ማለት ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። I would have የሚል ይሄኛው ይቀጥላል፣ ተመሳሳይ ነው። ስለዚህ ይሄ another option ስለሆነ ይሄንን በደንብ እንድታዩት ለማስታወስ ያክል ነው ተማሪዎች። በኢፍ ቦታ hadን past perfect tense had plus v3 አይደለ? hadን ከዛ ሳብጀክቱን had form ወይም ፎርም ላሳያችሁ had then subject then main verb main verb ወይም v3 ማለት ነው። ልትጠቀሙ ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ይሄንን ካወቃችሁ ወደ ቀጣዩ ቶፒክ እንሄዳለን ማለት ነው ተማሪዎች። next activity 5.10 complete the following sentences using the correct conditional type. በትክክለኛው conditional type complete አድርጉት ነው የሚለው ተማሪዎች። the first one is if you choose the wrong plants በነገራችን ላይ ይሄኛው የተለያዩ conditional sentence typeዎችን ነው የሚጠይቀው። okay so what do you understand here? If you choose the wrong plants for your garden, if you choose look ይሄንን እስኪ እዚህ ጋር underline ላድርግ። if you choose ምን ተረዳችሁ? if you choose the wrong plants if clause ምንድነው? simple present tense ነው። if clause is simple present tense it is present conditional ነው ማለት ነው አይደል? if I had money this is conditional type 2። ይሄን ካወቃችሁ ነው ሴንቴንሱን የምታሟሉት መጀመሪያ። if you decided this is conditional type 2። if she had bought this is conditional type 3። አያችሁት? so if you choose the wrong plants for your garden it will not grow or it will die it will not be interesting ማለት ትችላላችሁ። እንደፈለጋችሁ ማሟላት ትችላላችሁ። it will okay ብቻ conditional sentence type 1 መሆኑን ካወቃችሁ subject then will በመጠቀም ኮምፕሊት ማድረግ ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው ተማሪዎች። so if I had money ምን ብየላሟላው ይሄንን ለምሳሌ እናንተ እስኪ ትንሽ አንድ ሰከንድ ወሰዱና ማለት if I had money I would buy. Would buy, for example, here is would buy motorbike. Bike, motorbike እገዛለሁ። would buy. okay ለምንድን ነው? ኮንዲሽናል ሰንተንስ ታይፕ ቱ ስለሆነ ኢፍ ክሎዙ ሜን ክሎዙ ደግሞ ውድ ፕላስ ዘ ቨርብ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። እዛት ክሊር። ስለዚህ ሶስተኛውም ተመሳሳይ ነው። አራተኛውን እንሰራለን ማለት ነው ተማሪዎች። ነምበር 4 question number 4 if she had bought the ticket ይሄንን ልመልስላችሁ ወደዚህ had bought the ticket had bought ነው ይሄኛውን ተመልከቱት። this is conditional type 3 because this is past perfect tense. past perfect tense past perfect tense ነው የሚሆነው። so the main clause አችን ምን ይሆናል ማለት ነው? she let's say እስኪ እናሟላው she would have traveled to Hawassa, to Langano or Hawassa, you can say would have traveled. ይሄኛው American English and British English ነው and double L ልትጠቀሙ ትችላላችሁ, doesn't matter. She would have traveled to Langano. yeah so this is modal perfect ማለት ነው። ይሄኛው would have plus v3 እንደዚህ ማሟላት ትችላላችሁ። ይሄኛው ደግሞ if ክሎዙ አልተሰጠም፣ ሜን ክሎዙ ግን ተሰጥቷቸዋል። if I dash the plants may not need fertilizer. may not, this is conditional sentence type 1 ነው ይሄ። ኦኬ በደንብ መረዳት አለባችሁ። would be, this is conditional sentence type 2. he might, ስለዚህ እዚህኛው ጠቅለል አድርጌ ለመናገር ያክል ኮንዲሽናል ሰንተንስ ታይፕ 1 እና ታይፕ 3 ላይ may ይሄኛውን ለምን ልትጠቀሙ ትችላላችሁ? may, might, would, should እነዚህን ለፐርፌክት ቴንስ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ። ለፕሬዘንት ኮንዲሽናል ሊሆን ይችላል ወይም ዲ ፐርፌክት ኮንዲሽናል ሊሆን ይችላል ማለት ነው። እንደዚህ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ። ለምሳሌ she should have የቀደሙ ልቀይርላችሁ have traveled she should have traveled. okay ትርጉሙ ግን little bit ሊለያይ ይችላል but the form is similar ነው። በዚህ መረዳት ትችላላችሁ። is that clear students? ግልጽ ነው እንዴት አድርጋችሁ እንደምትሰሩት? that is nice. next activity 5.11 complete the sentences using the suitable form of the verb given in brackets. right, great. Now it is your right to decide which one is more suitable for the given space. okay so question number 1 if I dash wings take an airplane to fly home. ክንፍ ቢኖር አይነት ነገር ነው ጥያቄው። take airplane to fly home ስለዚህ conditional sentence type 2 ነው። this is imaginary. so if I had wings ክንፍ ቢኖረኝ so the right answer is wouldn't have to take airplane airplane to fly home. so do you have a probability to have wings? no, this is imaginary. so ለዛ ነው በኮንዲሽናል ታይፕ 2 ብናሟላው የተሻለ ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው። this letter has got to be in Arba Minch in 2 days. ይሄ ደብዳቤ መሆን አለበት ማለት ነው። this letter has got to be in Arba Minch in 2 days. I'm sure if I dash it today it will arrive in time ዛሬ ምን ባረገው ነው የሚለው it will arrive on time ይሄኛው ወስኖላችኋል simple future ነው አይደለ so if I send ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው number 1 this is number 1 this is number 2 send okay don't forget ስለዚህ በዚህ አይነት መንገድ ልታጠቃልሉ ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው question number 3 hundreds of people became ill from eating contaminated meat during the last 2 weeks if the cavalry had responded more quickly to the crisis fewer people died from food poisoning if ይሄኛው ነው አሁን እዚህ ጋር ሴንቴንሱ ረጅም ነው አይደለ if የሚለውን ብቻ አስምሩበት እዚህ ጋር look በደንብ ይዩት ይሄንን okay if the cavalry had responded look had responded number 3 zoom ያረኩላችሁ በደንብ እንድታዩት ነው number 3 if you have no text had cavalry had responded እንተረዳችሁ ከዚህ what kind of conditional sentence is if clause ምንድነው had plus v3 ነው አይደለ past perfect tense ነው so this is said conditional yeah so main clause ምን ይሆናል if clause had responded ከሆነ so fewer people would have suffered would ዲጋ የምትረዱት ምንድነው could ቢሆን more የተሻለ ነው could have or would have suffered በዚህ አይነት መንገድ ልትመልሱ ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው question number 4 if ክሎዙ ወይም if ክሎዙ ማለት ነው የመጣው ሁለተኛው ላይ ነው ስለዚህ first main clause ነው ያለው ማለት ነው እሱን በደንብ አንድ ላይ እንስራው people be dash able to fly if they have feathers instead of hair is the question so would people be able to would number 4 would መጀመሪያ ነው የምታመጡት question ሲሆን እስኪ would people be able to ይሆናል ማለት ነው so would people መጀመሪያ wouldን ታመጣላችሁ ለምንድን ነው የተረዳነው ይሄንን በቀጥታ ጥያቄ ስለሆነ people የሚለውን ሰከንድ ነው የምናመጣው so would people be able to fly if they ምንድነው የሚሆነው had ነው የሚሆነው ሰከንድ ላይ ያለው ማለት ነው because still we are talking about conditional type 2 ነው እያወራን ያለ ነው ብዙ ጊዜ 50-50 probability ያላቸው ነገሮችን በዚህ እንጠይቃለን still no clue ግን የለንም እዚህ ጋር እንደምታዩት but it's better to see with conditional type 2 next question number 5 okay what we use dash to look at ourselves when we comb our hair in the morning if we dash mirrors ነው የሚለው so this is a conditional sentence type 1 the ability መጠየቅ እንችላለን so what can we use that's the right answer okay what can we use to look at ourselves when we comb our hair in the morning if we don't have mirrors መስታወት ባይኖር ምን እናደርጋለን this is ወደ true የሆነ ሲሆን so you can say what can we use don't have mirrors ጥያቄው ብዙ ስለሆነ ፈጠን እያልን እንሰራለን ተማሪዎች next one number 6 I don't understand anything in this class it is boring it says the question says ጥያቄው የሚል ይሄንን ነው I don't understand anything in this class it is boring and I'm getting failing grade if feel ነው ያለው dash the way you did I dash the class as soon as possible ይላል ዲጋ if I felt the way you did felt past ስለሆነ በpast tense እንገልጸዋለን so if I felt the way you did after that would drop here is would drop number 6 ሁለተኛው would drop ነው የሚሆነው ይሄኛው ደግሞ felt ይሆናል ማለት ነው felt ነው የሚሆነው ማለት ነው በዚህ መንገድ እዩት It has been a long drought. It hasn't rained for over a month. ለወራት ያክል ምን አላደረገም ነው የሚለው አልዘነበም። It has been a long drought. It hasn't rained for 1 month. If it does soon, አሁን ነው የሚለው አይደል? soon. ስለዚህ we are talking about first conditional. ይሄ ክሉ ነው። እሺ if it doesn't rain soon, a lot of crops die. ምን ነው የሚሆነው? die ነው የሚሆነው። ኦኬ because it is conditional. will die ካለን ዝናብ ከሌለ ምን ይሆናሉ? definitely ይሞታሉ አይደል አትክልቶች። ስለዚህ it will ሊሞቱም ላይሞቱም ይችላሉ አንልም። it die. don't use will here ባጭሩ will አትጠቀሙ። a lot of crops die. if the crops die እዚህኛው ጋር ምንድን ነው the first one conditional sentence type 1 ነው በመጀመሪያ ደረጃ type 1 ነው ግን እዚህኛው ስናየው die የሚለው zero conditional ነው ማለት if the crops die many people will starve እዚህኛው ጋር will starve this winter ስለዚህ die የሚለው እንዳለ ነው የምትጠቀሙት ማለት ነው ይሄኛው will ይሆናል this coming winter በሚመጣው winter ላይ የፕሮባቢሊቲ ነው ቀጣይ ነው ገና it is not ስለዚህ will ልንጠቀም እንችላለን እዚህ ጋር question number 8 great how the question for you I think it is very simple if not try to see again and again yourself the next one if anyone else bring dash extra guests to dinner will dash enough seats at the table guests to dinner ለራት ነው አይደል የሚለው future ነው የምናወራው so if anyone else brings extra guests anyone else ማለት ምንድነው third person singular ነው እያንዳንዱ ሰው ማለት so if anyone else brings a guest extra guests to dinner we will not have enough seats ምን አይኖረንም will not have seats number 8 will not have right will not have in በደንብ ማየት ትችላላችሁ number 9 if television introduced to Ethiopia in 18th century King Tedros this one is when we talk about this we are talking about the past so if television was introduced to Ethiopia in the 19th century King Tedros would have been interviewed ይሄኛው I think active and passive ተምራቸዋል ብዬ አስባለሁ active voice and passive voice introduce ማድረግና was introduced ይለያል so would have been interviewed number 9 King Tedros number 9 would have been interviewed but not television at that time interviewed interviewed so what is the meaning now television there was no television so King Tedros didn't get interview at that time that is the right answer number 10 ሌሎቹን እንግዲህ እናንተ ኮምፕሊት አድርጓቸው 10 እና 11 እናንተ ብታያቸው የተሻለ ይሆናል ማለት ነው ሁሉንም a up to z ላንሰራ እንችላለን አንዳንድ ጊዜ ታይም ሊገድበን ይችላል so you can practice please activity 5.1 to match that clothes in column A with column B ይሄኛውን ሐሳብ ነው okay if she were not always so late she will receive it tomorrow she would be promoted my teacher ይሄኛውን ምንድነው ባጭሩ ለመስራት ያክል what is the right first practice the tense or the kind of conditional sentence kind of conditional sentence መረዳት አለባችሁ። for example if she were not so late የሚለው h she would be promoted ይሆናል ማለት ነው። promoted ወይም የተሻለ እድገት ታገኛለች አይደለ? So this is a promotion. So you can say h in መጻፍ she would be promoted. She would be promoted. Okay? ይሄኛውን ስትሰሩት ግን ምንድነው ሐሳቡን መጀመሪያ ተረዱት። ኦኬ የትኛው ሐሳብ ከየትኛው ጋር ይገናኛል የሚለው ለምሳሌ question number 2 you can answer if I had enough money I would buy a big house. Would buy a big house. ይሄ ምንድነው ማለት ነው የምትረዱት? right now what is the meaning? Right now I have no money, but in the future I want to buy a house, so I have a probability to get money ማለት ነው። This is the meaning of sentence, right? የሴንቴንስ ትርጉም ይሄን ነው። For example, question number 3, if you send this letter now, she will receive it tomorrow. Receive ሐሳቡን ከዚህ ጋር ማገናኘት ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። So this is all about this concept. እነዚህን በደንብ እዩዋቸው። speaking activity based on the reading passage in the unit. እነዚህን dialogue in practice are good because please try to practice speaking daily. Mamo, is there any garden that you like? Teresa, yes, I love geisha garden in my neighborhood. Mamo, where is it? Teresa, it is my grandmother's village. Mamo, when did you first see it? Teresa, I accidentally saw it when I visited my grandmother. Mamo, why do you like the garden? I love cutting geisha. The garden brings me closer to nature as well. ለምንድነው የምትወደው ነው የሚለው because it brings it reminds of hymns and memories related to nature. So you can practice. ለምንድነው እናንተ አትክልት የምትወዱት? ለምንድነው እንዲህ የምታደርገው እያልን ፕራክቲስ ልናደርግ እንችላለን students. Conversation on food items. እስኪ የትኛው ነው የእናንተ which one is your favorite food here? It seems Ethiopian dish here, so you can talk about a lot. What do you usually eat for breakfast? Breakfast ላይ የትኛው ነው የምትመገቡ? ከዚህ ሻይ በዳቦ or በየአይነት which one is የኛውን እንግዲህ በተለያየ መንገድ or ዶሮ ወጥ here. There is Ethiopian dishes a lot here. እንዲህ ያላችሁ ፕራክቲስ ልታደርጉ ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። ይሄንን this speaking part ይሄንን ተለማመዱት students. Writing skill, write a paragraph that discusses the importance of horticulture development in Ethiopia. Your paragraph must answer the following question: what kind of horticulture products are produced mostly in your community? ለምሳሌ በእናንተ አካባቢ cabbage, if there is a cabbage production, you can explain it. For what purpose? That home consumption or export in a ways. What problems does the horticulture production face? ምን አይነት ችግር አለበት? ለምሳሌ irrigation problem ሊሆን ይችላል። so እንደዚህ አይነት ፓራግራፍ ልጽፉ ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። there is I think a sample paragraph here. ይህን መሰረት አድርጋችሁ ፓራግራፍ መጻፍ ትችላላችሁ። To summarize today's lesson, we have just discussed about conditional sentence type 2 and type 3. እሱን አይተናል ማለት ነው። That is all about today's lesson. Until next time, cheerio students.